Cybersecurity is in the news a lot nowadays, due to the digital transformation perhaps, but the focus is often on personal security and international hacking organizations. Today we're talking about enterprise cybersecurity. Joining me is Dennis de Geus. And Dennis, I'm quite curious what your view is on cybersecurity.
Thank you, Steph. So it's really quite interesting, and I agree. If you look at the newspapers, there's a lot of fuss about it and a lot of context about it, which makes it a challenge. But when we look at security, we really look at it from an organizational perspective. So taking a step back, a lot of our clients are going through the digital transformation. And in a digital transformation, one of the key assets that organizations have is the trust of their customers. And that's for us is one of the binding factors in security. So if you position security correctly, then you protect your digital assets. But most of all, you instigate trust towards your ecosystem, to your customers, your partners, your internal employees, etc. So that's a really important part, and that's for us the starting point.
Okay. Why does cybersecurity need to be part of the enterprise strategy and not something that you incorporate as an afterthought?
The reason for that is that if you want to be an agile player and you want to be digital organizations, your development times are shortening, which also means that if you want to have products and you want to have products that instigate that trust for your clients, they need to be trusted products. So they need to be secure. So that's for us is an important starting point. Now, if you would launch a project or a product and you would, after the launch or close to the launch, start thinking about security, you're trying to build it on top of, which A, is expensive, B, never works, and C, is typically a recipe for disaster. So for organizations, it's really important to start thinking all the way at the beginning on how do we make it an inherent part of the quality of our products and services.
And you mentioned trust as an important factor. So how does the cybersecurity practice transform or at least helps enable transformation through trust?
So the interesting thing is if you look at organizations and they start focusing more on security, the risk is when you make it more secure, you're slowing down the development. Yeah, so often if you ask the business, then security is seen as a lagging factor and not as an enabler. So what we've done within Capgemini is that we looked at organizations and who in the organization is responsible for the topic of cybersecurity. So who needs to solve the challenge of how do you make cyber work and build it into the fabric of the digital enterprise. So typically it would be your CIO, your CISO, your Chief Digital Officer. And for those, we looked at what are their core challenges. What do they need to do to be successful in order to make that organization success in the secure transformation. So we've identified those 4 challenges. One is being, how do you define your cybersecurity strategy so that it truly aligns and supports your business strategy? And how do you drive the change in the organization that is needed to realize? Second one deals with protection. How do you deal in an agile manner in protecting your environment? How do you know which actors are interested in you? Can you see if they do something and do you have the perspective to act? And the third one deals with that new technology. So how can security help the organization to more quickly adopt new technologies, like AI, for example? And the fourth one deals with data. So data-driven organization. The question is, how do you secure your data and your digital identities in a way that it's safe, but it enables you to collaborate with your partners in your ecosystem?
Right.
So 4 key strategic challenges. Now what we've done with Capgemini is we've taken those strategic challenges at the heart of everything we do. So we have an organization of over 170 cybersecurity professionals, which is one of the largest in the Netherlands. We've grouped them all together around these strategic teams of our customers. So that we bring together all the expertise that is needed to answer the questions of the client end to end, really tailored to their specific needs. And by that way of working, we deliver the knowledge that enable our clients to much more transform in a secure and agile manner.
How do you think that the practice contributes to business enablement and creating more value for the organization themselves?
Well, let me give you an example. So one of those chapters is how can security enable the organization to more quickly adopt new technology. So what we do there is we help organizations set up a way of working and deliver the right services to their business to solve it. So for example, you could say the business needs to develop secure products. So the old way of doing things is you take all the policies and requirements and you hand them over to the business and say, have fun with it. Just as long as you comply with this nice tech, be fine. But actually what you're doing is you're taking a problem and you're putting it in front of the business and saying it's yours now. So the new way of thinking and how we help organizations is to think about what services can the security department in an organization deliver to do more agile, more secure development. So how can we give them advisors? How can we give them platforms for secure coding and analysis, for example? How can we help them with technology to be more flexible in adopting new cloud solutions? That kind of thinking, how we help. And that requires different expertise to be brought together to solve the question on an end-to-end basis.
What kind of trends are we seeing?
So a lot of trends, but let me point out two important ones. So one is that the rapid developments in technology, and the other is the expansion of the ecosystem. Okay. So let's start with the first one. So here you see new technologies like AI, quantum computing that's on the horizon. So that poses new opportunities for customers, a lot, but it also poses new threats and challenges for customers. So that's one of the things that we help organizations with, to understand what it is, how they can take the right measures to protect, while at the same time utilize it to gain new advantages. The other one, the expansion of the ecosystem, really deals with where you traditionally had IT, we're now connecting more and more things to the internet. So if you look at our customers in the manufacturing, so they're connecting their production systems to the internet. IoT systems are connected to those environments. That means that they expose themselves to a whole different level of threats with different risks or consequences. So that's the big expansion where organizations need to think about and where you need different expertise to help them protect and leverage the benefits without running all the risks.
So Dennis, my final question. As the head of cybersecurity in the Netherlands, what's next?
That's an interesting one. So in the short term, what's next is leading the secure digital transformation of our clients. So that's really what we want to achieve and what we do every day. In the medium long term, that's really looking at what's all the new technology coming out and what can we do to enable our clients to leverage all the benefits that come from new technology while limiting the risks.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.